So I look so orange for some reason. Whatever, we're gonna live with it. Let's say I have a. Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the program today. The chat is hopping already, and I haven't even done anything. Oh yeah, of course, Jessamine did not have her stream this morning, so I'm getting a lot of overflow. Karen said, "Good evening. How are you today?" I'm good. I feel tan for some reason, but I'm not. I think I turned up the contrast by accident. Oh, I look bronzed? I don't look bronzed. I look jaundiced. You paid your tax. Thank you. Lost Shadow said he's been summoned. I guess you have because I tweeted it out quite publicly. Good morning, says Dixie. The taxes pay. Yes, the tax, as for Jasmine Duke, is to like the video. That is the tax. As I said, it's all I ask of you. That's not all I ask of you. I'm here making coffee, wearing underwear, talking about life, and taking your $5 song requests. Good. And you, Karen? Oh, people are talking to each other. It's not about me. Clint says, hi, RJ. Hunter said, this shit blue. I don't understand, but if you're talking about my underwear, I assure you they are purple. That's also what it said on the package. These are clearly purple. This is a blue. This is perhaps a periwinkle, but you see the difference in shade, and they're fun, and they're nice, and I'm having fun. I'm having a hoot so far. This is a real rumpus. Bill said, morning, RJ and everyone. Happy Insecurity Day. Happy Insecurity Day to you. Of course, every day in any way can be Insecurity Day, but today I feel like should be Insecurity Day. There's been so much confidence. You have the Canada Day confidence and then the Independence Day confidence. Time to balance it out and bring it back down. Talk about the things you're insecure about. I'm happy to discuss them all with you. Johnny Cliche said, I never pay my taxes then because he's a heel. Boo. Yeah, but please don't leave a thumbs down. That throws off the algorithm. It's not good for me financially. Johnny said, I wish I'd gotten up sooner and had breakfast ready. I'm hungry, and I also don't want to miss giving RJ a hard time about his love for Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, I love that guy. Wonderful person and actor. I have no problems with him at all. But Johnny, you can leave me on like an old-time radio and then just make breakfast. I'll be on in the background. Don't worry, you can yell at me. I won't hear you, which is for the best. Ty said, hey, guys, and hey, Ty, because I'm a guy. Dixie said, happy Saturday. Richard says, hi, Ty. Ty's very popular. Pantyless Grandma said, hello, fellow cult members. Speaking of, some of you will realize, my channel members, that this is your second month. And you're going to see a nice, your little badge has changed. And, of course, you can use all the emojis you want. Derek said, those are the best undies yet, you heel. Well, that's true. Chris said, happy Insecurity Day. Yes, we're all bonding together. Body Slammer said, happy late 4th of July. I heard you're a part Yank. Yes, I'm a half and half. I'm a dual citizen, which means if you challenge my citizenship, I will bring out my sword. And I will say on guard. It's fun. Aaron said, finally made my first French press cold brew, which is so nice because that's what we're doing too. But speaking of Aaron, as some of you may know, my birthday is soon-ish. Not too soon, according to Danhausen. It's July 18th, but already the gifts are pouring in, and I'm so moved, and I wanted to show a bunch that I got. I got this lovely postcard from Bill, the wonderful Bill, who was in Nova Scotia or New Brunswick or something. He's in somewhere new, certainly, but he got me. As you all remember, I had the demolition glass, the glass with demolition on it, and they had their weights on it, and then he sent me pretty much almost the rest of the whole set. Jake, Hulk Hogan, there's a Brutus Beefcake. This is Jim Duggan. I'm using it to hold my things. And the best part is it all has their weights on the back too. Jake the Snake is as versatile as he is cunning, accompanied by his pet python Damien. Robert's at 6'5", 275 pounds, which is a complete lie, is a terrifying competitor. And then because they're Canadian, this paragraph is written again in French. Let us read Hacksaw's one, because yesterday was, let me take this out. Can't read. With his trusty 2x4, his devastating flying tackle, and his 6'4", 280-pound physique, Tough Guy Duggan is intent on cleaning up the WWF. That's ominous sounding. And now this fella named Hulk, admired by adults and children, versatile guy, at 6'8" and 303 pounds. This is just full lies. Real American Hulkster is unquestionably the most popular wrestler of the 80s. And these were from 1988, which is the year I was born. And that's what I was given as a child. I was given those cups. So thank you, Bill. That was so sweet. Our next item here comes from Michelle, who is so sweet. She sent me B. Arthur on Broadway, Between Friends, just Between Friends. And this is her on the back. And it really inspires me to take a photo like this. She said, I'm sure you have this album. I don't have it, but I've heard it, like on Spotify or what have you. I don't have the wonderful, whatever. I don't have the wonderful liner notes. Look at her. Isn't that outstanding? And there's wonderful tracks. I think Angela comes in at some point and they sing Bosom Buddies. That's number one. Who can forget Lamb Recipe? Who can forget that wonderful hit? And also, Michelle is ever thoughtful because I often spill my coffee, which I anticipate on doing today. She sent me these. She knitted them. Is this a knit or is this a crochet? I don't know. But anyway, I'm supposed to mop up the spillage with this, and I'm excited to. Oh, here's a black one. That's probably better. So thank you very much, Michelle. Bill said, you're welcome, RJ. I thought you would enjoy them. I was only missing the Elizabeth cup. I would love to know. I feel like they were part of like a gas station promotion or something. You know? That kind of, it's because they're weird. I don't think they were sold in stores traditionally. Major FOMO said the wrestling business always tack on a couple inches and 30 pounds. Yeah, it's never the exact. You're either lying about it, but too much or too little. It's never accurate. You want to appear too short and too light or too heavy and too tall. Never makes any sense. Nell said, I haven't mailed your gift yet, but don't worry. You use the Andre the Giant emoji. That's enough for me. Hunter said, how are you affording all these shipping costs to Canada? Well, two of them are Canadian. And our next gift comes from Aaron, who is so sweet in sending me, I assume you painted this wonderful Little Shop of Horrors artwork. And I might just frame it, although it does look already framed in a sense. But I love it so much. And it's, I don't want to go on and on about how veiny it is because that sounds weird. It's wonderful Audrey too. And next year, I hope I get same style of artwork, but perhaps Ellen Green. And then you sent me, oh, yes, of course. How could I would be remiss if I did not show off. Oh, Michelle said, good morning. Glad your Christmas gift got there. Okay, I crocheted the wash rags. Yes, it's too thick to be knitted, I guess. I'm learning. I was given this by Erin. She sent me this. This is a nanny mug, and it is from 1995, TriStar Television, which is fantastic. And of course, I mean, since you got me this gift, I am behooved to sing back to you. She was working in a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens, when her boyfriend kicked her out in one of those crushing scenes. Dun, dun, where's she to go? Where was she to go? She was out on her fanny. Dun, 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 dun. So over bridge to Flushing to the Sheffield store. She was there to sell makeup, but the father saw more. She had style, she had flair, she was there. That's how she became the nanny. Dun, 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 dun. Who would have guessed that the girl we described was just exactly what the doctor prescribed. Now the girls you gotta watch out, see, and the kids are ashes fine. Such wanna be. She is the lady in red, but everybody else is wearing tails. Dun, 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 dun. First you go from Flushing, the nanny named Brenda. And then she presses the button on the picture and everything explodes. And we all have a good animated laugh. So I'm excited to use this. Erin did paint this, she said. That is so sweet of you. Let me show it again. Now that we all know she for sure painted it, this is what it looks like. Is that the right way, I guess? Well, I guess you could, no, this is it. The plant, the leaves go to the bottom. So thank you, everyone. Bill, Michelle, Aaron, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. Michelle said, I shipped from Ohio to Canada for like $20. Well worth it to spoil our favorite coffee drinker. That's so sweet of you, and I can't wait to just spill all my coffee. So we can use this. Clarence said, hi, RJ, you deserve an early birthday gift from me, buddy. I'll show it to you after the show. Dear Lord, Clarence, that sounds ominous. And quite substantial, if and you know what I mean. Val said, free song this morning. I like starting off with the nanny theme song. Jordan Patrick said, your gift from Chelsea and I should probably arrive right around your birthday. Well, if it's Chelsea Green, tell her to throw $10 in there because I really need it. Dixie said, morning, Brian. Sean said, I'm here. Hi, everyone. Chris said, anybody else ever wanted a Niles and CC spinoff or just me? I think it would be great if they finally fell in love. I think there was a scene where they started passionately making out or something. This is, oh, my God. It's so orange. Dear Lord, I think I turned up the contrast by accident on the camera, so I don't have a spray tan. Just bear with me. Breezy said, do you have any interest in going to WWE or AEW? Passing, a fleeting interest. I go, sometimes I sit on a park bench, and I go, I'm feeding the ducks. And I go, Hunter said, what lighting? Yeah, it's a good point. Clint said, nice singing, RJ. Nice singing to you. If you're just joining us, I am going to be pressing the call. Are we out of focus here? What a day. What a day. There we go. That's better. I'm back in business. I have these fun purple things on. My face is orange for some reason. But let's get a pressin'. As you know, it's a hot one today, like it was yesterday. It's almost seasonal, if you will. And I'm going to be pressing my cold brew, which I posted in my members thing I posted yesterday. You saw how ugly it was, but look at how nice it is now in the shell. Now I'm going to use this and put it here in case there is any spillage. Of course, there's no spillage. The one day I get the thing to do this, there's no spillage at all. Great. Wasted my time. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to test it. I'm going to sip it in the Jake Roberts cup. And then I'll use the nanny cup, and we'll all talk about Fran Drescher. It's a nice chest pour. Let's have a nice, fun sip. A fun sip, a sip of hope, a sip of happiness. Oh, it's rough. It is bold. It has body and personality, and we're excited about it. Hunter said, any interest in going to Lucha Underground? I've thought about it. I've considered it. Richard said, coffee, but still no wrestling. Unleash the RJ. Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy to wait till things are better. Fine by me. If it's delayed about a couple months, I'll continue to nap. Val said, do they have Cobb salads? That's an excellent question, because I wouldn't be going there if they didn't. They aren't purple, says Rebecca. They're dark blue. That's a lie. I'm here, and I'm wearing them, and I'm telling you that they're purple. Bill said, I ate peanut butter sandwiches every day to get the next glass. Oh, they are. Yes. Sorry. Yes. So you would get, they would come with peanut butter in them, which is so incredibly weird. And there would be a lid, but they're cups. Like, I've never seen a promotion like that in my life again. Ty said they're not purple, they're navy blue. And I'm telling you, Ty, you're wrong. You better get your eyes checked because you're incorrect. Johnny said, I think I missed the comment explaining that those cups are peanut butter jars. I just filled you in. Chris said, what kind of bread do you use to feed the ducks? I like to use rye. Well, if they're pompous, I use sourdough. If they're walking around like, you can't get them with the Wonder Bread. You got to hit them with some rustic, artisanal sourdough. Missy said, wonder if a Cobb salad will make it from Pittsburgh to Canada. Well, if you vacuum pack it, I'm sure a hard-boiled egg would. That would be delightful to open up. Val said, I hate that it defaults from top chat to live chat. It doesn't. I'm in live chat, but I think it's the scrolling skips. Bear with me. I'm getting there. Jordan said, this chat is too much today. Jordan's tapping out already. Panthea's grandma said, there's zero chance of a gift from Finland reaching you in time for your birthday. But for Christmas, is there something you absolutely do not want? Yes. I don't want anyone else to buy my shirt because I'm a heel. And you do not support a heel. That's not how it works. Many people have been buying it. And I've had to send them emails saying this was not a good idea. You should be ashamed of yourself. And then I have to personally insult them. And it's a whole thing. Leo Monfort said, you shouldn't feed the ducks breads. It isn't good for them. Feed them lettuce. I'm going to feed them sourdough lettuce. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, Leo. Hunter said, the only thing I really know about Fran Drescher is she was on Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which is a great show. And every time she left, they added dogs howling. It was a wonderfully ahead of its time and often mean show because I don't think people quite understood what they were getting into. Blue Meanie's here in the morning. People used to argue with me that my blue hair was purple. Imagine if he called himself the Purple Meanie. And they would say, hey, there goes that perp. And he'd be like, no, it's just a gimmick name. You would look terrible with purple. Blue you can get away with as a hair color, is like a beard color. It's a fringe, don't get me wrong. But purple is like, what are you trying to be? So you're very lucky that you are the way you are. Val wants Nails New York to gif my impression of the pompous duck walking around. Hunter said that RJ City duck impression was worth the $7 subscription fee. Nail said, I bet he waters his plants with Fiji. No, now Evian, because last time I had the Fiji, and everyone's like, no, it's bad. Major FOMO said, Cobb salads rock. No. Body Slammer said, there is a mean Cobb salad in Newmarket, but you haven't wrestled there lately. Next time you're here, I will treat you. Oh, that would be delightful. A mean Cobb salad. Do let me know where. People have been asking me. One wonderful person tried to send me a Cobb salad, but I was going out for dinner. So I declined the advances. Not that they were advances. It was a gift. It was a sweet gift. Chris said, Fran Drescher is a whole queen. And Fran Drescher's book was called, and I'll never forget it because I saw it in the library, Cancer Schmancer, which is the most Fran Drescher-y title ever. Jordan said, I just noticed that you shaved. Just grow out the Errol Flynn. Yes, if you noticed, Wednesday I had a full thing and I hated it. And now I don't. And I look 12, but I'm happy. But I tried to do I can't. I tried to get close. No. It looks like I've had chocolate milk. I was chugging chocolate milk. That's what it looks like when I try to get that. Nell said, I ordered a pink shirt. I like the pink shirt. I can't wait to see them in person. Bree said, what do you think about Jeff Hardy's Itchweed and Willow character? I have news for you. I don't think about them at all. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not even saying they're good. I'm just telling you I don't think about them. So what do I think? But not that much. But not in a derogatory way, just as an observational fact. Sabrina said, good morning. You're late, Sabrina. Michelle said, Fran was in a new sitcom with Steven Weber, who's my favorite. I love both, but my God, it was the worst show ever. She was so super annoying, and he just played the oaf of a husband to Fran. Horrible. I would love to know the name, but I don't remember hearing of that. And that's a shame, because Steven Weber, if I know anything about Steven Weber, is that he's no oaf. Eric used my wonderful cartoon emoji. Thank you. Bill said, Purple Meanie is Blue Meanie's nemesis, arch enemy. And then they would mix together and I guess just make more purple. Pantyla's grandma said, one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple peep. Don't goad me into a song. Johnny Cliche said, I feel like the Blue Meanie's arch nemesis would be the Green Meanie. Yes, and then they would combine to make the yellow. Yeah, we got it. Eric said, no more shaving. People are really enjoyed that, but it was annoying. I felt it on my face like this. I would stay like this and my body would go, you have hair on your face. And I would also see it sometimes and think there's a bug on my face. Get really frightened. Bill said, out of all your wrestling friends, who makes the best meals or dinner parties? Well, I was going to say David, but it's not fair because he doesn't do it. His mother-in-law does it, the delightful Nana, and she is the best. Some Southern cooking, and I like it. Who makes the best meals? I don't really have dinner parties at wrestlers' houses. We're usually eating out of gas stations. Does Dalton make anything? No, not. Some people bake, and that's nice, but I would say David's mother-in-law, Nana, who would probably be a better wrestler and actor than David. Johnny said, John Waters is the only person allowed to have a pencil mustache. End of discussion. Nell said, I'll note the happiness on my RJ Happy meter. Thank you. Chris said, try one of those automatic razors next time with the buzzing. So much buzzing. Dixie said, how are you today? Yeah, how am I? I don't know. Let me get back to you. Chris said, was the show on CBS? We're tracking down the show. Nail said, any luck on finding the first show photos? So yes, my members and I have been trying to track down the first wrestling show I went to, and I only have that one photo that I posted. It's me and my uncle. That's not my dad, by the way. It was my uncle. He's holding me, and I look nonplussed to be at wrestling, which is certainly a consistent mood. And I'm going to look tonight. After this, I'm going to start looking see if I can find more photos from the event. It was an odd one. Leo Montfort said, given that wrestling matches now take place in corporate buildings, swamps, cemeteries, etc., do you think a public library would be a good place for a match? What I want, first of all, do I? Yes, absolutely. And they would have to wrestle silently. It would be like that Quiet Library. Remember that MTV show? And if you make too much noise, they kick you out. It's like a 2 out of 3 falls, you get kicked out. I want to do like a really tasteful living room set, like Carole King's living room tour, the tapestry tour. Do you remember that? Her set was just like a living room. It was like a carpet and a couch and whatever. I want to wrestle on that. Hunter said, blue plus green does not equal yellow. Well, that's because I'm an idiot, Hunter. Jordan said, purple meanie is just the grimace in a bad mood. Blue meanie says, or should I say purple meanie, I want to start a tag team with the green bastard from the Trailer Park Boys. And then you guys should be called the Yellow Bellies. I think that would be fine. Sabrina's using my emoji again. You're more awesome looking without the facial hair. Well, thank you. And I believe we have a lovely... Oh, well, this one's weird, Bill. Since you mentioned Steven Weber, how about the theme song from Wings? Well, as everyone knows, dun, 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 it's just like this piano instrumental. But what you don't know, Bill, is that I happen to know the lyrics to it, which are very popular. Here we go. The theme song to Wings with the lyrics. The lyrics to the theme song from Wings. Flying around in a little airport and we are having a nice time. Flying around in a little airport, we are having a nice time. Look, there's a little snack bar. Look, there's a little drink bar. Does anyone know where the bathroom is? Having fun in the air. Flying around in a little airport, we are having a nice time. Look at those two men, they're very attractive. One of them is Steven Weber. The other one is Tim Daly, not John Daly, but he's equally handsome. And look over there, there's Tony Shalhoub. He'll have more success than us all. But also Thomas Hayden Church will have a decent career after this. But not so much for the other guy who recently passed away, and I can't quite remember his name, Roy. Flying around in a little airplane, we are having a nice time. Flying around in a little airplane, we are having fun. That was a theme. The lyrics to the theme from Wings. Hunter said, it's fine if you're an idiot. We all sub because you're pretty. Well, thanks. Missy said, you could have the evil librarian from Married with Children as the ref. I like that. Or the librarian from All That. The wonderful Lori Beth Denbury. And thank you, Aaron, for using the airplane emojis. That's great. Nell said, look, there's a little snack bar. Well, it's a good song. Michelle said, I think Lowell's character was overrated. I agree. He was that Woody. I mean, Wings was basically Cheers in a bar, right? Leo said, when the AWA tours the UK, you should do a show in Bromley Central Library. It's huge. I would love that. We have one, the Toronto Reference Library, and the floors are like spiraling. It's one big spiral that you kind of walk up like that, almost like the Guggenheim. And it is a hoot. I would love to just roll down them. Hunter said this is also the best Disney World ride theme song. Val said that was right up there with Anyone Can Whistle. Oh, Michelle said Lowell was underrated. Well, I disagree. I'm sticking with my original opinion. Bill said that song has made my Insecurity Day the best. Happy Insecurity Day to you. Nell said, run with us, run with the raccoons. Chris said, I'm disappointed we never got a Monk and Psych crossover episode. Yes, and they just put little things in plastic bags. Let's pour some of this. I think that would be apropos at this juncture of the journey. I'm gonna have a little bit of this. I love when people like hit sugar. They all think it's really stuck. We gotta get it evenly out. I got that. You know what the worst thing is when you create songs You think they're dumb and whatever, but your brain doesn't realize that. So now I have this made up Wings theme stuck in my head. You know how hard it is to have a song stuck in your head, and the song is A, not real, and B, keeps changing every time you sing it? What happened to him? Why did he go? Why did he quit the show? He sung the lyrics to the theme from Wings, and then he slowly lost his mind. I mean, got this thing. Who's insecure with that? Here we go. That's a nice. This is going to be nice. This nanny cup is adorable. I would love to know, Erin, if you either ordered it, but if you got it, I would love to know how you got it and maybe what they said it was. Is this like a promotional, or is it from the NBC gift shop? That's what I would love to know. I used to go there when I was a kid and say, you know what? I don't really need a hat with the Saturday Night Live logo on it. It's a cool idea, but I don't think I quite need it. Jordan said, vital information for your everyday life. I'm just putting the stevia in if you're all paying attention at home. This will be a nice one on today's day. You know, I don't know if you know this about Jake Roberts. He's actually 6'5" and 270 pounds. Isn't that impressive? Hunter, in Canada, said Eric, milk comes in bags. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that. It comes in these weird bags, and you have to snip them. Although almond milk doesn't, which I find strange. Only milk does. I guess it's a real just industry unto itself. But the almond milk always comes in like normal milk cartons like you would get in the States. Oh, Erin got it at Value Village. Erin, that is even better that you found this. For those of you who don't know what Value Village is, it's a thrift store. But this is a gold mine. When you find stuff like that, or I find a nice Lawrence Welk album. One time I was driving to Buffalo, and it was almost my brother's birthday, and there was some antique barn I passed by, and I stopped. And for whatever reason, someone was jettisoning their Jerry Vale record collection. And I bought him, I think, 5 records. And I thought, oh, well, this is a great joke. I'll just keep individually wrapping Jerry Vale records. So every time he opens one, he'll think it's something else. It's just a Jerry Vale record. And it was funny to me. Michelle said, psych. It's just about my favorite TV show. I love how they throw obscure references in so quickly and masterfully. It's brilliant. Well, now I have to watch it. That was an excellent review, Michelle. Al said, the song is running in my head is Footloose. RJ, what's your take on that song? Well, you know, everybody has to cut Footloose at the end of the day. Everybody cut. Sometimes it's just some people cutting Footloose, and it's not as much fun. So if anyone is going to cut Footloose, I employ all of you, everybody at the same time, to cut Footloose. I think they made that very, very clear. Neil said, can you talk like Jake Roberts? Give me 40 years and the ravages of tobacco. Al said that song. Oh, we did this already. Hunter said, Jake the Snake. Jake. Oh, that wasn't that bad. It's hard to tell whether I'm doing Jake the Snake Roberts or old Lucille Ball. Hunter said, that's the only bad thing about Canada, bagged milk. Why is it bad? It's just weird. Why is it bad? Also, how much milk are you having that it's a constant irritant? Body Slammer said, I actually sat next to Jake the Snake for 3 hours at a wrestling show in Hanover. And that was the day he became a man. Eric said, I hear Jake Roberts drinks piss. Well, we all do. It's good for your skin. Glenn says, we have bagged milk in Wisconsin. I get mine at Quick Trip. Chris said, is Value Village like Goodwill here in the States? Yes, it's pretty much exactly the same. Actually, there are some Value Villages in the States, just not everywhere. Hunter said, also, isn't it illegal to call almond milk almond milk? In Canada, it has to be almond beverage. Yes, training at Starbucks told me that. You know what I don't like about Starbucks is people say, oh, can I have the coconut milk? It's like, well, sure. And coconut milk, there is like a milk. There is a juicy, weird thing there. But you read the carton, that green carton that they have, it says coconut beverage. There is barely any trace of coconut and or milk in it at all. It's quite frightening. Clint said, if you're in a tag team match, who could be your partner? I would probably pick Vicki Lawrence, but she doesn't respond to my tweets. Jordan Patrick said, I want a Toy Biz WCW style RJ City figure. Comes with a scale French press, a smartphone, and a microphone. I would like that. I would like mine made by Gloob. Hunter said, kick y'all Sunday shoes off. Yes, everyone must cut Footloose. Blumini said, milk bag sounds like a comeback in an argument. Listen here, you milk bag. Yeah, I was talking that milk bag. That milk bag over there owes me $20. My favorite old-timey detective thing. I heard it on a detective thing once, and I couldn't stop saying it. For a pretty bird, you sure got a sharp beak. And it's a guy who just makes bird references, I guess. That's his detective gimmick. If you had to carry an animal in a bag around with you as a gimmick, what animal would you go with, says Nails. I wouldn't go with any because I have a hard time thinking of any animal used in wrestling that doesn't feel like some form of animal abuse. I just go, this is not a good scene for anyone ever. Maybe Solo Darling's dog seems incredibly well-trained. It's one of those, I don't know if it's a dog, but they have the vest and they're like, don't pet me, I'm doing my job. I don't know if they have one of those things, but she did a very nice job with her dog. What animal would I just have in a bag? I would just have maybe a little miniature poodle in a purse, like this. And hold it like this, and it would just poke its head out like that. No, I wouldn't, or maybe it was be a puppet, that kind of thing. I could do a whole vaudeville routine. It would give me too much anxiety. Like, doing wrestling in general is enough maintenance as it is. I have to look after an animal on the road on top of it. Eric said, old ghost of Lucy and the Simpsons. Yeah, it does sound like Jake Roberts. Michelle said, you've got ghostly shadows walking to and fro behind you. The light things outside happen. This is a big window here, which you can't quite see. But when there's stuff going on, I heard Jim Cornette eat poo, said Leo. And you know what? Thank you for that wonderful insight. It's a real dirt sheet here. Quick Trip sells bagged milk all over the U.S. Who knew? I didn't know. Wonderful Brodzilla. Please follow his YouTube if you haven't. He did a lovely interview with me. He said, do your followers have a group name? I'm toying with City Slackers. Well, first of all, very clever, and I will adopt that at some point. But we were calling them Citizens with a Y. And Citizens United, Condo of Charisma, and then the upper crust of the fans on my membership are known as Key to the City. So there's a lot of, and then when you've gone too far and I've had enough of you and I excommunicate you, it's called the city limit. Clint said, when do you drink milk? I don't. It's not an issue for me. Chris is going to use milk bag as an insult now. Pantulous Grandma said, but almond beverage could technically be anything with almonds in it as long as you can suck it through a straw. Really? Isn't a smoothie? What if a smoothie is too thick to... Would you call that a beverage? I want to hear from you. Call the hotline now. The lines are open. Jordan Patrick said, in other news, earlier this week, I called Loki a mouth-breathing F-bag for that dumb thing he said. Well, I'm just happy I don't follow any wrestlers on Twitter. Just follow Vicki Lawrence, and she's not answering my tweets. Hunter said, carry a bagged goldfish from the state fair to the ring. I'm sorry, can I change his water? I know we have to wrestle, but it's getting cloudy. It's not good for him. There's going to be a lot of... It's not good. Jack said, why would a heel have fans? Much less, why would the fans of a heel demand to be named? The shame. Exactly, Jack, exactly. Bill said, always wanted to visit New York. What are your what are your favorite places to visit? If you're in New York, I like to eat pizza. I like to go to the Paley Center, which is the old TV museum, where they have all these archives of old rare TV shows, which I guess are just now on YouTube. I like to hang out with my grandmother. I like to go to the gym. What else do I like to do? I really just like walking around. Last time I was there in December, and it was quite a tour. I was in Brooklyn and Queens and Manhattan. I was in the Penn Station area for a little bit. Now I just see people, quite frankly. The Nobodies, Mario Cantone. I liked doing Busted Open. I'll do Busted Open again when I'm in. That is fun. So radio shows and pizza were pretty much it for me. I don't need to be wowed. I just want some good, decent food. Keep it simple, Bill, and you'll find your happiness. Officer Magnum, said Nails. That's the name of Solo's dog. Thank you. Leo said, have you ever wrestled the Boogeyman? No, and I have a feeling I probably never will. And that's a shame. Nail said, a sloth would be good. He would just hang on to the ropes, maybe scratch your opponent, but only if he came to him. See, I think taking a sloth to a wrestling show would rattle it completely. I lost you. Hunter said, I've got the keys to the city. That's because I get down. Time to rock and roll. This time I'm in for trouble. That was a wonderful Trish Stratus' theme song sung by Lil' Kim. Dear Lord. Jordan said, Cornette's allergic to scat gives Outlaw Mug Show a whole new meaning. He can do what he wants. I'm really indifferent to his world. Nail said, I can see the city limits, and I'm trying to avoid them. Put on the brakes, Nail. Clint said, do you make coffee that's filled with marshmallow? No, this is the bulletproof. I know it looks, I'm going to say chunky, or perhaps chubby coffee. How do you like your coffee? Chubby. I have a good, this is very chubby. And it is chubby. I don't even want to say thick, but it's just on the top here, but it goes away. And then you get to, oh my God, it's like chewing tobacco. That's probably why I'm so yellow now. Pangela's grandma said, okay, that's a gift face. And I don't know which one you're referring to, so I can't wait to see it later. Neil said, we're not fans, we're a cult. I mean, sorry, we're fans. Yes, this isn't a cult. Eric used the Hulk Hogan emoji. By the way, if you've not seen the latest cartoon, the latest great moments in wrestling, it is an Andre the Giant related one about how I gave Andre his gimmick. I will put it up on my YouTube tomorrow at, I believe, 12 o'clock if you haven't seen it. Also, pay attention. There are plenty of Easter eggs that Soulless Animation put in because they are amazing. There is one WCW Easter egg, and there are 4 Princess Bride Easter eggs. So keep your eyes glued or peeled. Who says what? Never mind, I don't want to get into the etymology right now. Breezy said, do you think it's stupid that they are opening the beaches? Yes, I do. You don't see me at a beach. I think beaches are gross, period. Lying in the sand, I roll over, my face is next to a cigarette butt. If they were disgusting before this, they are assuredly a bad idea now. Like wrestling, like people are like, oh, hi, I bet you miss wrestling. I'm like, you know what, man, it was really disgusting when I did it. There's like a handful of times a year I would be able to have a shower at a wrestling show. And I'd be like, what luck? It's gross. Richard said, do you like Quebec? I've been there like 3 times, and yeah, I think I've only been to Montreal, though, which is sad. No, I've driven through Quebec, like rural, and it's weird. Just like rural Ontario is weird. Rural. Can't wait for more cartoons, says Nails. Well, there isn't any now, so like, let's just enjoy the one we have. Chris said, I had a blended Oreo coffee drink on Friday. Man, I was all over the place. Where did you get it from? Now I want one. Danny said, this Princess Bride Easter eggs? Count me in. I didn't even put them in. The wonderful animators did. They did a tremendous job. Leo said, in relation to the public library wrestling matches, I want to see a wrestling match in Nottingham Library, which is small. It would be like that dungeon match with Owen Hart. Oh, I would love that. Michelle said, as you wish. She's obviously ready for the Easter eggs. Blue Meanie said, most periods are gross, RJ. That's fair enough. Hunter said, spoiler alert, RJ City body slams Andre the Giant WrestleMania. No. This is way before that. Let's stop joking around here. Nell said, there should be a cartoon about the time you told Stone Cold to look up John 3:16 in the Bible. I already did an episode of Coffee with him. It's much cheaper. Al said, bravo on the cartoon. Brilliant, sir. Next one should be on the Ultimate Warrior and teaching him a foundation. Clint said, ever arm wrestle with David or someone else? Or someone else? So you can just say anyone. I've never arm wrestled with David. I arm wrestled on Monster Brawl. This cameraman was convinced that he had to arm wrestle me, even though I had no desire to arm wrestle. And he's like, oh, you're a tough guy. We're going to arm wrestle. I'm like, no, I'm not really interested. Like any muscles I may have are for show. They're not functional. They don't chop wood. You've been carrying a camera around all day. Obviously, your arms are going to be stronger than me. So nevertheless, after Dave's shooting, we arm wrestled. And he won to the surprise of no one, least of which me. And then he insisted on doing it with the other arm. The winner doesn't get to insist that. So I have to do it with the left arm, which is even weaker. If I'm going to lose on the right, I'm going to lose on the left. Idiot. Chris said, Black Rock Coffee. It's a drive-through coffee franchise. Yes. Me and David have Black Rock, and they have these flavored Red Bull shot things, and they're incredibly weird, but I like them. Hunter said, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Joke, please. Nail said, they should make a cartoon about when you spoke to Tugboat about the weather. One of my favorite boat-themed wrestlers was Tugboat. Leo said, are there any matches planned for RJ City's Night of Not Enough Stars? Not really. We're trying to get people. We really don't know how it's going to come together. I've been making phone calls. It's all over the place. A lot of cancellations. Please bear with me. It's going to be as best as it can be under the circumstances. Al said, would you arm wrestle Jessamine Duke? No, because she would also beat me because she has the muscles and the leverage. She got like lanky ass arms and they are intimidating. And she also, she's got a little bit of the crazy eye when she does fights and competitions and shit. Even in video games, shit gets competitive. She gets a little bit of the crazy eye. I don't need to compete with the crazy eye. I don't need to compete, period. I have the calm eye. She gets there's a little, I really need to win. I don't need to win that badly. So have the win. And I'm very proud of you. Bill said, how many movies have you acted in? Any special moments from your favorite movie? Not really. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. There's probably ones I'm forgetting about, and there's probably a good reason I'm forgetting about them. I will have to look and get back to you. But do I have any favorite moments? No, not really. I much prefer performing something live, to be honest with you. I enjoy watching them back later and go, oh, that was good. I mean, I feel like you could play The Cynical Crafter as just like one big movie. We did like 25 episodes. I always wanted to have a screening like that. That would be nice. Pantyless Grandma said, you can make one, but you got the Ultimate Warrior to reach new audiences with his comic book. That's a deep cut. Missy said, how do we get your address to send a gift? Get a hold of me. I will DM you the P.O. box care of RJ City. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope. Blumini said, I once thumb wrestled Macaulay Culkin, and then you slipped on a bunch of Hot Wheels or something. I did that in a match. I slipped on a bunch of Hot Wheels. Here's a question, Meanie. Were you surprised? Tell us about Macaulay Culkin's thumbs. I want to know what they were like. Eric said, do the moves, RJ. Well, I'm not going to do them on this floor. Neil said, David, follow me on Twitter. That's how I know I'm almost at the city limits. Yeah, that's the end of the line. You got like 2 months tops. Ty said, Missy Sherrick's tweet him, I guess. He clearly isn't seeing your message. I just answered it, Ty. Calm down. Hunter said, I sent this earlier, but do you have an Amazon wish list for gifts so I can be lazy and unthoughtful and hopefully not pay $20 shipping? That's a good idea. I think I do. I made one years ago, but I don't know what the hell is on it. But I'll make one again, Hunter. If that would move you, if that would behoove you, I guess I can do that. I can find some SCTV DVDs that I would like. Danny said, well, Leo said, oh, Ty is still laughing at lanky-ass arms. Nail said, Blue Meanie, there's a whole video on Mac's channel of his thumb wars. Well, that's fun. That's very fun. Leo said, can RJ City's Night of Not Enough Stars take place in a public library? I would love it. We'd have to get a city permit, so who knows if it'll happen at all. Jordan said, if your favorite superhero comic character, if I have one, who would it be? Dr. What's the guy's name? Oh, now I've lost his name, so he can't be. I always loved the Green Hornet TV show, even though he's not really a superhero. I just thought he was fun and cool to me. But I do like the Adam West Batman. I mean, it is my favorite. I don't care. I know there's so many other superheroes to pick from. If I had to pick a villain, if you're leaving it that vague, Kraven the Hunter from Spider-Man is by far my favorite. And I am still baffled at how there is no Kraven movie. You have to sit through the Green Goblin how many times? Give me some Kraven. Chris said, thoughts on the animated Batman movie Mask of the Phantasm? It's a great mix of neo-noir, romance, and action. Plus, Mark Hamill is excellent as the Joker. I've heard Mark Hamill as the Joker. He's excellent. I have not seen that movie. My favorite animated Batman movies they came out a couple years ago with Adam West before he passed away. I think they're on Amazon. But they're based on the old 66 TV show, and I found them hilarious. Blue Meanie said, Macaulay Culkin's thumbs were quite pleasant. Well, that's probably the best review he's ever gotten. Nail said, wait, is it Panties Le Grandma or Panty Less Grandma? I guess we'll never know. Clint said, hey, I got to ask you, what if a movie studio makes a cartoon or any animations if you've been invited to join in on voice acting? Would you join? Yes, because I would like to get paid to speak, which is pretty much what I'm doing now. Nail said, stick Amazon's finest kimonos on it. Oh, I should look at that. Hunter said, I'm not sure Clarissa explains that all VHS tapes are on Amazon. Ty 5 is just using my emojis. Eric said, I bet Macaulay's hands are sweaty. That's a reasonable assumption. Speed Racer was my favorite, says R.W. Parnells, but he wasn't a superhero. Yeah, but he was fast. He raced for speed. The movie was terrible. The cartoon was very good, though. Hunter said, Macaulay Culkin dated Mila Kunis, a.k.a. God's gift to straight men. Who labeled her that? For a long time, so there must be something right with him. Yeah, he's got pleasant thumbs. Nick Cage was almost Kraven. Well, I know he was almost Superman. I've seen the Tim Burton tests. I did not know he was almost Kraven. Terry said Bruce Lee was amazing in the Green Hornet. Al said, would you want a manager or a valet? I would like a valet. I don't think I've really had a valet. You know, I'd like to say, bring the Hyundai around back. Nail said, I saw the Macaulay Culkin show in Brooklyn. When Macaulay appeared, he was quite funny. Well, gee, I would hope so. Leo said, do you think Steven Seagal Macbeth? Do you think a Macbeth starring Steven Seagal would be good? No, but I would watch it and I would love it. Forever for Hire said, what's your favorite Adam West Batman episode? Mine is when the Joker and Batman have a surfing contest for control of the beach. I love anything with King Tut. I love the first King Tut one. I also love the one with Burgess Meredith and Ethel Merman as Lola Lasagna when they try to bet on the horses, and then Adam West enters his horse named Wainbow. That's probably my favorite. Also, I like anything with False Face. False Face is really good. And the ones with Liberace. I just saw a clip, you know, when they do the celebrity, they used to walk up the building. They used to scale the side of the building. And Jerry Lewis opened and he went, are you Batman? Oh, you must be Batman because you're Robin. And then he just shut the door. And he was like, all right, cut. We're not doing it again. We're good. We got it. Panther's grandma said, what? Nick Cage as Kraven? There's got to be a better Kraven. I'm sorry. Mask of the Phantasm is on Netflix. If I'm interested, I am now. Dan said Kraven will supposedly be the next villain for Spider-Man. Jordan Patrick said Batman is an easy answer, but that doesn't change that he's my favorite. Rumor is Kraven is going to be one of the next 2 Spider-Man movies. I gotta wait 8 years? Let's hurry it up here. Bill said William Shatner played Two-Face in those Adam West Batman cartoons. That's it. We should get you to do a Shatner impression. I can't. I wouldn't be doing. I have to watch more because I feel like I'd be just doing an impression of an impression. It makes me feel cheap. Danny said Craven's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains after Doc Ock, played by the wonderful Alfred Molina. Nail said, "Oh, Bill, we need a Shatner-style song. I can do Rocket Man." Michelle said, "I'm just going to go ahead and decline the invitation to participate in your knowns." My what? Oh, my night of not enough stars. Oh, that looks so nice. I've got a dinner with Brett Hume and Carol Channing that night, my love. Well, send my best to Brett. Not a fan of Carol. Michelle said, "Okay, I'm not a star, but it was fun to pretend with a pretentious lie of an excuse for declining for a minute. That's my life story." Leo said, "People that have a crush on Mila Kunis probably listen to Nickelback and wear tap-out shirts and have imaginary conversations with Joe Rogan in their head, which are actually more logical than having real conversations with the actual Joe Rogan." Eric said, "The phrase God's gift to straight men is the gayest thing I've ever heard." Blue Meanie said, "In my pre-Blue Meanie days, I was told I looked like King Tut from Batman." You do, Blue Meanie, and I say this as the utmost of compliments. Have a wonderful Victor Buono quality about you. Missy Sherrick said, "Who is your favorite Catwoman from the Adam West series?" Julie Newmar. Eartha Kitt was fantastic, but to me, it's Julie. Lee Merriweather is the third one in the movie, and I did like her, and I met her, and I told her I had a crush on her, and she started choking because she was sipping water, as I told her. But performance-wise, I got to go for Julie. Cat-like is Julie. Chris said, "Back in the day, during Tobey Maguire's era, Nick was in serious talks to portray Craven." That would have been terrible. That would have been terrible. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Craven the Hunter would be the best option. Yeah. And yes, no, I know who that is. It's fantastic. Let me do, we still have to make this, which I didn't, it's so backwards doing this process until it gets colder. I can't drink some hot beverages. Let's all take a nice snip. Isn't that delightful? It sure is. If you're just joining us, I have made my cold brew, and now I'm making more for tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4. I ordered Italian food. Today's my cheat day, so I'm having some pizza. But they do these pizza kits now. I don't know if they do them by everyone else, but they'll send you the dough and the ingredients and things of that nature. But the place I ordered it from today says that the delivery will come sometime between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. We cannot tell you when. So after this, I have to make sure I am home. Luckily, I'm always home. I don't go anywhere. I'm certainly not going to the beach. Al said, "RJ and Blue Meanie should tag and dress like Batman villains." Well, maybe the next Greek town. I would love it. That would be so bad. That's so wonderful. Eric said, "What are the Batman cartoons with Adam West called? Are they on Prime?" I would love to tell you what they are, but I don't. Let me look them up. It's that important to me. Adam West Batman cartoon. Here we go. Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders. And to my understanding, they are on Prime. They're also, it says they're available on YouTube. I don't know if it's a whatever Canada thing. I don't know how it works. It has Adam West, Burt Ward, Julie Newmar, Jeff Bergman. Steven Weber's in it. Steven Weber plays Alfred. That's so weird. I didn't know that at all. Well, that's fantastic. I feel like there was 2 of them though. Return of the Caped Crusaders, but it's great. It's fantastic. It's my highest recommendation. Nail said, "I swear I can smell that." Are you talking about Adam West or the coffee? Clint said, "What was your favorite city in the U.S. where you go to and enjoy?" Well, I would say New York, but since we already talked about it, let us give you a better answer. What do I like? LA is fun, but I would say, an atypical experience. My favorite small town was Willoughby, Ohio. I went there because of the Twilight Zone. Willoughby, this stop is Willoughby. It's a Twilight Zone episode, and it was just the perfect little small town. Other than that, I like going to Sheets. I'll tell you, in Orlando, one place I need to go before I make my official judgment on Orlando is Holy Land, the wonderful religious theme park, because you know me, I did go to Catholic school, so it's in me. It's buried deep inside, and I think it needs to come out in a religious experience. Neil said, "Are you having Dairy Queen today? I'll see how I feel. I'll make that call after the afternoon. Post-afternoon." Hunter said, "We have a place near me where you can get the dough and ingredients and stuff too. It's called a fucking grocery store." Hey, Hunter, eat shit. Shit on your plate and roll it out and stick that in the oven and then put some mozzarella cheese on it. Michelle said, "Speaking of Julie Newmar, I watched Tu Wong Fu just the other day. It's my favorite Wesley Snipes movie." Well, it's a short list. Patrick Swayze was such a good-looking guy. He even made a real pretty gal. Well, you know, Patrick Swayze is God's gift to straight men. Dixie said, "Ow, too much time to wait. 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., but pizza is worthy, so I'm going to stick it out." Let me do the water here at least, dear Lord. Let's just enjoy the sound, shall we? A nice audible experience as I talk over the sounds I want you to hear. There's a little spillage, and look, now I'm going to clean it up with this thing. Isn't that nice, Michelle? Everything's coming together. There we are there, and we're going to let it sit. I'm going to put it over here for the next day. Well, I fill up my cup with more of this delightful business. This delightful chubby coffee, as we say in the business. There we are there. Jordan said Shatner does the voice of Two-Face in the second one. So yes, there is two. I don't know the second name of the second film. The second name of the second film. Eric said, "Yes, Johnny used to be on the old cartoon, and I haven't seen him since." Eric said, "Definitely have to see the Return of the Cape Crusaders." You must. I'm recommending it wholeheartedly, not even ironically. Leo said, "Would you rather be Cliff or Norm?" Cliff seemed like he got up to more stuff. Like he was oblivious to how dumb he was, but I think that's a good place to be. I'm trying to get there myself. Johnny Cliche, did I lose you? Where is it? Said, he was in one of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies played by James Franco. Val said, "I love the Twilight Zone. Have you caught the reboot episodes on CBS?" Said Val. Yes, and I find them not very good. And they're doing another season, and they're doing it with the aliens from the To Serve Man episode, and I don't care. I don't want to watch it. Chris said, "I forgot Holy Land exists, but God did not forget that you exist." Terry said, "Are there any soundtracks that interest you more than the movie? Ever seen Cool World?" I haven't. What is the Goodfellas soundtrack is great. The Bronx Tale soundtrack is great. I'm trying to think more than the movie. Studio 54 had a very good soundtrack. The movie's terrible. Boogie Nights is great, but the soundtrack is amazing. Jordan said, "My Chelsea are up Willoughby." What? Terry said, "We did this already." Hunter said, "They don't have shit in the grocery store. Where do I get it from?" You order it. They come in a little shit kit. Eric said, "If you went to Catholic school, I know what else was buried deep inside of you." And that is an uncouth illusion. Clint said, "Who do you think is the most hated supervillain?" Me. Dixie used the coffee time emoji appropriately, and it's amazing. Val said, "Why is somebody obsessed with Cornette? People are obsessed about him, but he just let him go away. Let him float downriver. It'll be fine. Don't keep calling him back. It's all right, everybody. There's more than enough people to enjoy in the rest of your life, I promise you." Neil said, "I woke up my neighbors laughing at you shouting, 'Eat shit.' It was a huge guffaw." What is a guffaw? Like a bah. I always think of an old man. Ha! Like there's so much thickness here, a little bit of phlegm, like a ha. Ha. Dear Lord. Fiji water hits the road. Yeah, because I got yelled at last time, so I have the Evian now. Let's all calm down. Hunter said, "Soundtracks better than movies." Basically describes 90s Batman movies. That's true. Chris said, "Like, imagine being a 12-year-old and your parents take you to some religious theme park that barely anyone goes to, and Disneyland is right across the highway." Yeah, but there's no lineups at Holy Land. Michelle said, "Good day, all. I've got a skedaddle on my sister's birthday brunch. Much love. Happy birthday to your sister." Thank you for the crocheted things. I don't want to call them rags. I find that derogatory. And, of course, the Big Arthur album. Thank you, Michelle. Glad the dish rag was okay. Dish rag. If you put dish in front of it, it's less derogatory. Nell said, I swear I thought Norm had a spinoff. Apparently, I'm wrong. You're incorrect. The Spawn soundtrack was better than the movie, and the movie was great for the time. CBS really slipped in terms of TV shows. I agree. Bill said, you can never beat the original episodes of The Twilight Zone. Any TV ever is not as good as that. Leo said, I had a music teacher who looked exactly like Greg Valentine and had Ricky Gervais's voice, but she did not have Greg's pretty hair. Well, then it's not exactly like Greg. Greg the Hammer Valentine's hair is even too pretty for him. Hunter said, I watched the episodes of the new Twilight Zone about the comedian who killed people through his jokes, and it was not good at all, to say the least. I completely agree. Val says, yeah, I get an all-access free trial and just binge it in 2 days. I don't think they're bad episodes, but the original is far superior. Agreed. Eric said, are the new Twilight Zones on free TV? They are when they air, and then they go to CBS All Access or whatever it is, but you're not missing anything. Go watch the originals. Richard says, the Boogie Nights were in WCW. Oh, Jordan said, my Chelsea, not Chelsea Green, grew up in Willoughby. Well, it's a fine place to grow up. I love it. Nell said, exactly that. A big loud, ha! And they woke up and said, who's eating shit? Johnny said, blue humor, or working blue, comes from the comedy script writers underlining things that needed to be toned down with a blue pen. So if you ignored that, that meant you were working blue. Blue Meanie said, stevia in your coffee gives it a little kick. I guess you could call it a stevia kick. You know, when I first started, a kid came up to me after a show and said, you remind me of my favorite wrestler. I said, yeah, who? And he was like, Stevie Richards. And I was like, what an odd, it's odd that a child would have a favorite wrestler in Stevie Richards. I know in offense, but I just go, that says more about the child than it does about Stevie. Valencia said, who do you think makes a better Batgirl, Leva Bates or Kylie Ray? I haven't seen them act. So I really can't say, unfortunately. Hunter said, you were one of the people who watched all of Survivor because it seems like everyone I follow became a Survivor fan overnight. No, that is not me. Leo said, who would make a better Batman, Blue Meanie or David Arquette? If David Arquette is in any question, the best answer is always the other option. We need a Stevie Nicks song, dear Lord. Hunter said, you remind me of my favorite wrestler, Victoria's boyfriend. Richard said the BWO should come back. Well, once the licensing suit is finished, Blue Meanie will get on that. Sorry, Johnny, and thanks. Eric said it's the end. After that Stevie pun, you got to pack it up and retire. And that's true, because I'm doing that anyway. Thank you to everyone. Bill, Aaron, my cups runneth over. And, of course, Michelle. And to me, and my own underwear. Let's get one final look. Thank you for watching. Do I have to thank people? No. You know what? I'm thanking myself for doing this. I don't know what the hell else you would have done on a Sunday. Your own problem. Get it together, you idiots. Godspeed.